Hey everyone, today I'm making Linzer cookies. They're not exactly my favorite cookies, but they are real classic and they always turn out pretty and festive. So let's get started with the dough. I begin by adding the flour into a large mixing bowl. Right after that, I add the butter, cold and cut into small pieces, so it blends nicely with the flour. Then I add the sugar and the mixture starts turning into that crumble cookie base. Next I add something really important, freshly ground almonds. I actually ground them myself, you'll see that in the video, and they give the dough a lovely nutty flavor and a softer texture. I mix everything lightly and the smell already becomes amazing. Before continuing, I clean off my work surface and honestly, I do this several times while baking. Keeping the workspace clean helps the cookies come out neat and makes the rolling and cutting so much easier. Now I go back to the bowl and add the eggs, then the vanilla sugar, and finally just a pinch of salt. Bring everything together. I mix it all until the dough forms a smooth texture. Once it's ready, I wrap it up and place it in the fridge to chill. Chilling helps to keep it firm and keeps it from sticking and makes rolling it out much easier. After the dough has chilled, I sprinkle some flour on my work surface and start rolling out the dough. I make sure it's rolled out evenly because keeping the thickness the same really helps the cookies bake evenly. Now I begin cutting out the cookies. I start with the top cookies, the ones with the cutout shapes. And for these I use hearts, flowers and small squares. The variety makes them look really cute. Then I cut out the bottom cookies, the ones without holes, making sure I have the same amounts of tops and bottoms. I place them on a baking tray and bake them at 180 degrees for about 10 minutes until they're lightly golden. After baking, I let the cookies cool down completely and before moving on, I clean my work surface again. Now it's time to assemble. I first put some baking paper on my work surface to make sure that everything stays clean. I put the bottom cookies on the baking paper and then get my self-made strawberry jam, mix it through and fill the jam into a piping bag. Now I carefully start piping the jam on the bottom cookies, making sure that the same amount of jam is on every cookie. After that I move them aside and prepare another baking paper. I put the top parts of the cookies on the baking paper and then dust them with powdered sugar. I always do this separately because it keeps the cookies cleaner and prevents powdered sugar from sticking in the wrong places. Finally, I very carefully place each top cookie onto a jam-covered bottom cookie, and here I make sure to only hold the top cookies gently by the sides so I don't smear or disturb the powdered sugar. This keeps the tops looking perfectly clean and the whole cookie looking neat and pretty. I put the powdered sugar back in the sieve so I won't waste anything. The jam shows through the little shapes and suddenly the cookies look festive, delicate and perfect, even if they're not my personal favorite kind. And that's it, homemade Linzer cookies. Thank you for watching and baking along with me. If you want to see more Christmas recipes, feel free to subscribe.